If you're following or watching on TikTok, you can go to my YouTube and watch that live. It's at enriquerivas.f194. That's enriquerivas.f194, my YouTube channel. Alright. Alright, YouTube people. How are we doing today? I am just going around doing some practice rounds. I believe this is the next race on my career, so I'm probably going to practice doing that. Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton, man. Hopefully hopefully his luck changes. I just think it's probably just been a rough year for him, and I think everybody has that in their patch in their career. With anything, whether it's, I'm sure this is a more of a passion, hobby, love for them than it is a job, and just like every other job, I'm sure he's just having an off season. But I mean, he is in a new vehicle, having to learn that. Let's if you're watching on my TikTok, if you want to hear the audio from the game itself, you can go to my YouTube at enriquerivas.f194. You can watch from there. You can probably hear myself a little bit better as well since I'm on my headset. I'm just having a little bit of fun. Don't forget to like, follow if you want, if you enjoy. Noob at this world, trying to have a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun. Alrighty then. Let's see what we have here. It's a fairly easy track, but just because it's easy doesn't mean we need to let our guard down, because just like that it can turn on you. Alright, I will go out on these settings right now and we will see how that does and go from there. See if we need to try a different set of tires on, which I probably will. I usually try to use 2 tires during a session. I usually enjoy softs or the mediums. I never really care for the hards too much.
Don't push the car just yet. Track is still green. Try to take it easy for the first couple of laps.
If you want to leave a comment, I will try to get to it when I don't need to pay attention. Seems fair, right? Ooh, that was ugly. Oh, shit. Damn it. I think I need a downshift right there. If you're wondering why I'm sucking so bad, it's because I'm not familiar with this game that well. Shit. I think this is my second time on this track, and that's a big maybe. Oh, shit. Ooh, man, I'm not doing good on this one. I'm just, wow. That was ugly. There's no going back to that. It's just done. I'm just gonna restart the session. That was just horrible. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna... Yeah. We're just gonna do that and pretend that did not just happen. That's what we're gonna do. Oh man, that was so ugly.
The most important braking zone is probably the penultimate corner, turn 15. That's a very tight left-hander, and you'll understeer if you take liberties with it, so be careful.
If you want to hear the audio from my television and all that, just go to my YouTube live right now at enriquerivas.f194, and you can hear all the sounds on there.
Let's get a few laps
Unless you
under our
just
belt.
want to stay on TikTok. Get Carter into them corners. It's
Are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
Turn in slow, go out fast.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
Oh. Fucking saved it. I was almost out of the race. I was almost, well, out of the practice. I was almost out. Again. Yes, again. I have wrecked once already. It happens. Even the best fall down sometimes. Right? Oh, shit.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Shit.
Understood. Stopping this lap. the car settings screen on your multifunction display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button and you can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change. Okay, our best lap so far is a 1:29.9.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre usage. We're going to have to give 2 sets back at the end of this session, so they'll be unavailable for the rest of the weekend. We're going to hand over the 2 most worn sets, so don't ruin the tyres that you might want to use later. Okay, so we're top of the speed trap, 195.0 miles per hour.
On top of the speed trap. Number 1, not on here. George Russell, though, at least he's on my team. At least my teammate's up there, right? Okie dokie. I'm gonna go out there again and see if I can get a little bit faster.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, we can take you this lap. To view information on your current levels of tyre wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then again to cycle to the tyres and the damage screen. Five.
If you're on the TikTok and you'd like to hear all the audio, you can go to my YouTube live. It is at enriquerivas.f194. Let's see if we can get any more viewers in this. Anybody want to just relax and
Okay,
watch?
so we're top of the speed trap, 195.0 miles per hour.
Alright, let's see if I went up a little. Fuck no. Alright, looks like we are in P17. P17. Looks like my fastest so far has been only 1 minute, 29 seconds, 0.5. It's garbage. It is garbage. This is not going to get me where I need to be. But I am on the hards, and I know I don't do too well on hards anyway, so we'll see on the next practice on maybe the mediums, and then the third one I'll do the softs. Ooh, 102 degrees on that track. A little toasty. We get anybody in this TikTok live? We get anybody in here? Oh shit. Oh, Hulkenberg disqualified. Wonder what happened. And we got George Russell on P1. George Russell on P1, my teammate. I'm playing as Lewis Hamilton right now. Lewis Hamilton. This is a F1 23 when he was still with Mercedes. Before he turned to the dark side of the force. Alright, looks like we're going to finish this out with me and P17. But if you notice, really, a lot of the other people who have the same tire as me, except Max Verstappen, kind of did around the same speed that I did with that tire, except Max Verstappen. And we're not going to count him because that fool's an anomaly. And he honestly could probably get a really nice score on just the rims, honestly. Like, dude's a beast. But I'm not gonna lie, I think Kimi Antonelli, I think he's gonna make something of himself though. I think a lot of people are giving him too much flack with his season right now, considering this is his first season in Formula One.
Is drawn to a close, so let's review our top
and
three.
he is
Russell,
freshly
Sainz,
18. So I mean, like,
sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free
you can
practice
just
is
imagine,
over.
like,
However, we'll be
I'm
back
sure
shortly
it's not
for
the
more
nerves
Formula
of
One
being in
action.
that vehicle that's faster than the previous racing vehicles that he was in, but I mean, just like, he went from, just all that pressure on him now. He's young, he's with a good team, and I mean, Lewis Hamilton, he's older than me, so I mean, like, I think a lot of the older drivers are going to start seeing Kimi as that threat, because I mean, he's fresh, he's young, and he does drive a little bit more aggressive. If anything, he reminds me of Max Verstappen when he was starting out. I mean, I still think he's kind of aggressive. I think he's calmed down a little bit, but we gotta give it to Kimi. If anybody's watching, whether on TikTok or on YouTube, throw in the comments. Tell me if you think Kimi's gonna make it, or if he's just gonna nothing big, just be like, yeah, good driver, but be maybe like the next Niki Lauda, or maybe like the next Senna, someone who gave like the people hope. Like, I think Verstappen did kind of the same thing when he first started out, but not as much. And that could just be me, though, considering I don't really care for Red Bull, just Red Bull in general, except for their drinks. I do like their energy drinks. They don't taste too bad. But really, everything else about Red Bull, I just, And to be fair, I don't even think Max really wants to be with Red Bull anymore. Especially with all that scandal that went on with the owner of it. With all that shady stuff going on, the harassment that allegations that were put about them.
Track's pretty empty right now, lots of space.
Plaza, thank you for the like.
If you need to find some more time, remember that corner exit is more important than corner entry. Slow in, fast out, and smooth on the power.
Slow in, fast out, fast on that power. Alrighty then, let's see what tires we are going to be using. So we are going to be on the mediums, and let's see what balance we have. See, I don't know if I want to go much faster, if I want to increase my speed, because I'm not used to these corners. And where I'm not used to them, like, more of me just wants to really fly more into it than I need to. So I'm going to start with a little bit more downforce so I can get these curves a little bit better, and then I'm going to probably try to slowly increase. A little cloudy out right. A little cloudy out right now. So what is this? Ah, shit! I'm doing a flying lap. Sheesh. I'm in the grass. Let's do this.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
If you're on my TikTok live right now, if you like to hear all the audio from the game itself, you can go to my YouTube channel at EnriqueRivas.f194. Alright, let's see how we did on that one. Alright, there we go, number 3, P3.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:27.9.
Look at that. Max Verstappen, though. Look at him. Jesus. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a little bit faster or not. Damn. He's making it difficult. He is making it difficult. Alright, let's accelerate the time a little bit. And... What is that? Oh my goodness. I mean, we are talking milliseconds.
Okay, so we're top of the speed trap, 195.6 miles per hour.
I don't think we'll be able to get it, guys. Gals. All the lows. I don't think I'm gonna get all the way down to P10. No, never mind. That's George Russell. That's not me. I'm Lewis Hamilton. I'm still in P5. I am still in P5. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get better. Someday. P6. Sergio Perez. That is a good time. That is a good time. I think it's really going to come down to the race itself. And I guess we're just going to see who is the best then, right?
And with the cars now over the line, let's see our top three again. Perez, Verstappen, and Carlos Sainz. And if today's practice is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
Alrighty. We're gonna go down for our third practice. Let's see how we do. If you are watching on TikTok, if you want to hear all the audio from the game itself, you can go to my YouTube live at Enrique Rivas.f194. Okay, so I should be on. Yep. All right. You know what? Let me do that actually.
Okay, track's green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temp and get yourself in the zone.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? If you want to hear all the audio, you can go to my YouTube live. It's at enriquerivas.f194. All right, if I don't talk too much, it's because I'm just trying to focus and not crash. And here we go again. Racing. I watched some Cars 2 today. And man, I don't know why, that just takes you to a whole different happy mood. Shit. All right. Speed. I am speed. Faster than fast, quicker than quick. I am lightning. Everybody having a good day off so far at least? It was a good Thursday. Not a bad Thursday. And there we go. And let's see if I can stay on the track the whole go around. Whee! I like my plan C. Go around me, motherfucker. Oh, dude, you That just fucked me all up. Alright, get my head in the game. If you are watching from my YouTube from my TikTok live, you can go to my YouTube at enriquerivas.f194. If you are watching from my TikTok, you can watch on my YouTube live right now at enriquerivas.f194. That way you can also get all the audio from the game as well, not just from my annoying voice. That way you can watch me wreck in full HD as well. If you are enjoying what you're watching, don't forget to hit the follow so you can get notification when I go live. I also post videos on my YouTube and my TikTok. Shit.
Well, what happened? Let me know you're okay.
It was pretty until it wasn't, right? Beautiful until it wasn't.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
I don't know if anybody can tell, but I have only played this game for a total of 80 hours under my belt. It's the only F1 game I've ever played. Honestly, it's the only racing game I've played since the PlayStation 1, Need for Speed, and Hot Pursuit, or the PlayStation. So when I definitely hopped into playing this, it was quite the jump, quite the show, going from PlayStation 1 Need for Speed to this. Which nothing bad with my Need for Speed, loved it. But man, they really made games go a long way.
confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
I would hate to have to do that race in real life and go into that pit like that. Oh man, them walls right there. Whew. I know I'd wreck.
Okay, so far our fastest lap is a 1 minute 27.8.
All right, fastest lap so far is 1 minute 27.8. I believe that's what he just said. Yep, there I am. I'm in P5 again. Damn. We got Max Verstappen all the way at the top. Flip me, right? Damn.
Okay, so we're top of the speed trap, 199.9 miles per hour.
Yeah, I could see Sergio Perez definitely bumping me down to at least P6. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at those times. We milliseconds. That's what we're talking. And I mean, I know the only way to get better is to practice, practice, practice. Turn up them. I was not expecting that from Fernando. I was not expecting that at all. Alright, I'm just gonna speed this out. I don't think. Fuck, man. Yeah, I knew Sergio Perez was gonna knock me out. Man, I was not expecting it. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this right here. the time, and then we'll go do my qualification and see what pole position I'll get there for the race.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three, who are Fernando Alonso, Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. What an incredible practice session that was. But the fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
All right, let's advance. Let's go to the next. I'm gonna do my qualification. I'm gonna try to adjust my camera for TikTok real quick. Come back over just a smidgen. A smidgen and a half more. I think that should be good. Maybe a smidge and a half. Yeah, that seems fair. That seems fair. Let's see. If you are watching and I'm not in the opposite line when I have the lines off, I only have them on for the corners. So I'm at least still in the top 10. Eighth position is just not that great.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid. Verstappen, Fernando Alonso and Sergio Perez. With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
fuck. Probably won't have time to do this race right this second. I'm gonna have to come back later and do it. I know all that training, all that climax, just for that. Alright, well,